Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Learn Factorio together. So last episode we had a little bit of action with the robots. We've got everything we need to make robot frames, but we still need to get. Let's get cliff explosives. We still need to get blue science so we can get a personal roboport, because robots are pointless without a roboport, and I like the personal just to begin with, just to be able to sort of copy and paste things and get them to build stuff for us. But one thing we identified at the end is we've got a absolute glut of light oil, so we want to we're going to need to handcraft some of it. So we want to deal with that, because if we can't produce any more light oil, then we're actually going to be unable to produce petroleum, which means we'll be unable to do what we need to do. So let's craft all these. While I'm over here, what do we need? Some pipes, good for undergrounds. We could grab some more turrets. Always need those. Grab some more undergrounds, some more splitters. Better grab some blues and some power poles, and maybe some more lights as well. Do we have lights? Were we producing lights? We sure were. Excellent. Alright. Wonderful. And what I wanted to do was just go sort out our defenses. So that was the other thing that was happening last episode, was we were getting attacked quite a lot. Let's see, maybe we can go out and take out some of these bases. Ooh man, they look pretty big. I'm honestly not confident that we'll be able to do it with the car. Once we get the tank though, yeah, look at all those worms. And the trees. Not a nice place. So what we'll do is we'll just reinforce the defenses here for now. So we're getting attacked somewhere else. We'll just reinforce these defenses. Let's make sure these guys have a good amount, maybe 50 ammo. I'm going to actually forget about aesthetics of the idea that we can get into it and just completely wall that off. And actually, while I think about it, let's actually add some more turrets here. That's probably going to be a better option long term. We will just do that. Alright, there we go. And yes, there we have it. Alright, so that'll get those guys going. Let's repair all this stuff. They've got plenty of ammo. Oh, you guys are low on ammo. Alright. Yep. There we go. Let's reinforce this one a bit. And repair. Now, where do we leave the car? Over yonder. Jump in and have a look around the train station. Watch out for trains crossing the tracks. Alright. Yes, so once we've done this, we want to start using up the light oil and the heavy oil, just so we can keep the petroleum being built. And to do that, we will... Oh, you guys got light ammo. To do that, we will start making some solid fuel, which we'll also need a small amount of it for blue science, and we might start feeding it into some of our supplies for furnaces and whatnot. Alright, so that's all back up and running. We're looking good there. All this supply is coming along nicely. We're not using up any resources at the moment, but that will change shortly. Okay, so let's see. We made a few of the chemical plants, I'm sure. There we go. Got 7 of them. All right. Let's do something like. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these ones are going to use the heavy oil, and these guys will use up the light oil, and they will output. Thank you, Cliff Explosives. Let's think about researching lasers. I'm actually going to output it this way, and we might feed it in up here and sort of take over this supply and start feeding solid fuel in there, so we use up the solid fuel. Because yes, we do need to use it or lose it. So let us power, and we want heavy fuel. There is heavy fuel coming down here, so let's just use that. There and there and there. Alright, and there. Now let's get some light fuel, light oil, sorry. And we want that coming in there. That, and alright. So that's our oil hooked up, that's our power hooked up. Let's get some inserters. These don't produce very quickly, do they? Let's use up some of these yellow inserters that we have on hand. Alright, so we want to take this up somewhere around there. Let's be a little bit more precise about this. I want this to come in and feed into here. So let's go with this line here. Yeah, we can underground that. Alright. And why are we missing something here? There we go. Alright. So this will certainly use this up and keep our supply of everything else going. Alright. You know what? I'm actually going to underground you. And there we go. Alright. So now that will start feeding in solid fuel instead of coal, but we'll use up all the coal we've got before then. Alright, and that will keep the coal going over here to our grenades. Wonderful. Do we want to convert this guy over to solid fuel? Yeah. Let's do that. Alright. You're going the wrong way. Oh yeah, okay, we can put a splitter in there. Yes, this will work. Alright, and we'll get that going in here. And what do we do with this coal? I guess we output it the other way. And add it in. There we go. Alright. So that actually is a nice little coal supply that is doing nothing now. What have we got here? Wait. You're still supplied? There we go. Alright, some solid fuel now. Wow, they churn through the solid fuel, don't they? I wonder if we can have enough supply. That is interesting. Why have these guys stopped? Oh no, they're just going slowly. Alright, we might need to make a few more of these, I think. See, is the solid... Well, let me just check if the solid fuel is actually getting down to the end here, which it is. Okay, that's alright. long as it's getting down here and it's kind of backing up, it means that it's coming through at a rate that can supply all those boilers. Speaking of supplying boilers, how's our power? Whoa! We are way behind on our power. So, with that in mind, let us build... Oh man, it's just a cascade, isn't it? One thing goes down, everything else starts to follow. Luckily we've got all this all backed up. Okay, what do I need to make? Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. We need a lot more pipe and gears for that. Alright, let's just grab some gears over here. Alright, so we can, what do we made? 6 of these, we need 12 of these. That's 9. And for another 1, 2, 3. Alright. So we have we've got 6, we've got 17. Oh well, we've got a few more steam engines that we need. Okay. And there we go, we have actually lost power. Okay, so let's stick with coal for now. That will actually solve our problems. Just in the short term, because is that why we're out of power? Because we're actually not, well, we're not producing any. How many do we have here? We have 16 here. We're still not producing any? What is going on here? Water, water, steam, steam. Did I actually just kill the power with when I removed that pole before? I don't believe so. Looks like we've got something happening now. What? This power is not connected. Oops. Is that it? Ah, that was it. There we go. Alright. So it looks like we had a bit of an issue maybe with how the power was actually connected. But that's alright. So what we're going to do is drop you. We're going to actually put a splitter here and just say input priority left. So use the solid fuel when you can, otherwise, yeah, that's perfect. Solid fuel when you can, otherwise put the coal on. So that'll keep us supplied with power. Wonderful. Let's get a bit more solid fuel going then. Alright, can we make a few more of these? No, we can't. Lasers, yes please. We did do military science, didn't we? No, we did not. Alright, another thing to add to the list, military science. We're making everything to actually produce it. It's just a matter of getting that up here into, because we've got ammo, we've got grenades, we've got walls. There might be a problem for the bus. So let's skip that and go with personal battery, which we will need. Now the question is, do we get the personal solar? Yes, we did. All right, excellent. So that's everything we need to keep it all rolling. We've got batteries on the belt. Let's do a bit of a equalization here. Sorry, you go there. You go there. You go there, there, and there, and then we'll fill the belt up with batteries. Thank you. All right. The quest for robots continues. How are we doing? We're using up our oil. we're not using up our light oil anywhere near quick enough. Especially if we're going to start producing plastics very soon. So let's just get a couple more light oil items. Are we missing steel? There we go. Alright. We'll throw in a few more of these guys. Let's see, you to continue like that. Now at this point we'll just take sort of whatever we choose. Alright. There, probably. And perfect. Alright. Heavy oil, not so much of a problem. But we will do it for uniformity nonetheless. Oops. Okay. Let's get you guys powered, outputting, and inputting. And bang, okay. So now we should put quite a dent in our light oil supply. And ticking down, I'm going to say it's not max, so we're using it. That's the main thing. Petroleum is actually starting to rebuild. Wonderful. Should get well, probably should get that while it's going. All right. Now we've sorted out that issue. We've got robot frames going. We've got batteries being researched, or we just researched them, didn't we? The batteries and solar panels. Okay, we need red circuits. Now is the time to build red circuits. Let's clear out some of these trees. Alright, that should do us for now. Alright. So red circuits will go here. So for red circuits we need plastic. And plastic of course needs petroleum. How are we looking? Oh, that's much better, isn't it? Alright, plastics needs petroleum. And coal, I believe. So we've got our coal supply here. We've got our petroleum here. Why don't we just do some plastics here and forget that this ever existed. We will no doubt regret that in the future. But plastics are very, very important. So we need more of these guys, which means we need more steel. And we are full up. Let's get rid of some of these items, hey? Alright, let's see if we can do it now. Let's get 10 of these guys going. Alright, so what we want to do is have you here producing plastic, which needs coal and petroleum. How are we going to get the petroleum in? Petroleum in like this. Petroleum in like this, and then in like that. How often do we need this? 1 coal a second. Let's actually just blue that. Alright. And then you output here. And oops. you're going to take 1 second to build. Alright. And then we probably want to flip that over this way. Perfect. Alright. Which even means that this coal can be split like thus. Excellent. That's wrong. Alright. There we go. So that's like that, that, and petroleum. Alright, so let's get our petroleum in. That's not going to work. Let's do that. Alright. Now let's link that up with petroleum, like so. That is crude oil. That would have been not the greatest move. We can actually dodgy that up quite nicely. Beautiful. Alright, let's see. We've got petroleum coming through slowly. We've got no power there. Let's just keep that going. Now then, we can copy this whole thing, and there is a buncher. Let's pop some lights while I think about it. And let's get you guys filled in. We're out, that's alright. Alright, there we have it. Plastics. This is why we want bots, so that we can just place this down and kind of just let the bots do everything for us. Alright, plastic is a go. Let's get this onto the bus. I think we took that for batteries. Let's just have a quick look. Yep, so let's go back down one to here. Alright. And we have plastics, which will go towards red circuits. You are well and truly in the wrong spot. There you go. Wonderful, plastics. So red circuits are then, we need 6 of these, so we need 2 plastic a second, 2 iron a second, and 5 copper a second. Alright. Let us make this happen. We want to reserve this for robot frames. So they need these batteries, green circuits, and steel. So they're going to need sort of that space. So let's jump over here for red circuits. Now let's see what we need to make for red circuits again. We want to make 1 of these a second, which I know isn't great, but let's just start with that. So we'll need 6 of these. We need to be making 4 copper cable a second, and copper cable makes at a rate of 2 a second, 4 a second. So that's perfect. So we only need 1 of these, and then we can make, if we had enough, we could make 6 of those. Alright. But that works out quite nicely. Let's put in red circuits. So you'll be making copper cable. We'll bring plastics and green off the bus. One. Alright, plastics and green circuits off the bus. Let's just see how our attacks are going. Yes, we're holding them off nicely. Alright, we want to bring it in on this line. So we'll go here, 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 this, and there we go. Alright, before I do that, I actually might want to bring it in, just thinking about it, I might want to bring it in here. What is the requirements for this? It's 4 copper cables, so we probably want copper to be on the closer one. Doesn't matter with 6 seconds. Yeah, it actually does not matter, so let's go with that. No. Stick with the plan, Owen. Let's do that. And honestly, that means I'm going to want to do this. Yep. Yes, it does. Alright. We don't have a clean base at this point, we never will. You're not connected. A little bit of a noise, but that's alright. That's what you're there. Alright. So now, you need copper. So let's get copper in here. You of course also got to do that. There we go. Alright, let's ditch some of these plastic circuits. Alright, plastic circuits, what am I saying? Alright, so we'll tee you off here. And of course I've got to do that as well. And we will cut you off there because we don't need you to go any further. We'll get you in, you out. And there we go. Alright, so we need you guys in, and you guys out. Alright. Wonderful. And of course, don't forget some lights. So that then is our red circuit. Copy 1, 2, 3, that's 6. Wonderful. Alright. And so we need you. And I don't know why there's a greenie on there. There we have it. We have one red circuit a second. Okay, not the greatest, but also not the worst. So careful. And we'll need you to do that. And you are now on the bus. Alright. Wonderful. Oh man, we are slowly getting to robots. But we now have everything we need for blue science. I'm just going to restock while I remember. Alright. Man, that was complicated, but we got there. We need some more undergrounds. Need some more blue inserters. That's about it for now. Okay, let's see if we can just ditch some of this stuff we've got in our inventory. What else can we get rid of? Get rid of 50 engines. Oh, I've got 50 engines. Let's pop these in here. And we probably want to keep our power. These are just annoying at this point. The burner miners, that is. Alright. The fact that we have a wooden chest is a bit odd. Okay. We'll leave it there. Next episode we're going to go blue science, I think. Make sure this is all light oil. We are not using anywhere near enough for solid fuel, which means now that we've got a good production, this coal is not going to be used. Alright, so let's get you going this way. There we go. Alright, our solid fuel is starting to push up here as well. That's good, it's feeding all the way through. And once we get blue science, we'll get a bit more use out of it as well. Okay, that's alright. We are certainly getting there. Next episode, blue science. And blue science will lead to learning our roboport. And then all we need to do is build up some personal solar panels and some batteries, and we have robots. Alright, till then we will continue on manually placing everything down. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you've got any suggestions to help me get better, I would love to hear it in the comments below. Let's get to the robots as quickly as we can.